Okay, welcome back. So we're going to jump right in. What I did this week, started about midweek, was I reinstated or restarted what I had referred to as intermittent fasting. I did up until about April. I was doing intermittent fasting. I had a 4-hour block of time in a certain part of the day where I was allowed to eat, and the rest of the time I fasted. I found that I got good results from this. So what had happened was I had a back injury in April. Everything about my physical life went haywire at this point, and I've been rehabbing ever since, still rehabbing my back. I do physical things every day in the rehab category for that. However, in May, late May, I also got very, very sick, which what we think was a severe dehydration, which also, of course, messed with everything. So rehabbing the back injury changed a lot of things for me about how I wanted to eat or when I wanted to eat. And then I got really, really sick, and it took several weeks to come back from that. So my dietary routine has been completely blown out of the water for over 10 weeks. And so what had initially, you initially see, oh, I feel terrible and I'm losing weight because I can't eat and I'm dehydrated, turns into kind of a stabilized pattern of, now that I'm getting back on my feet, nothing's really working. The nutritional things that I was doing prior to this are not really working. And so I consulted with my dearest friend and coach about this and let him know what I was doing. And we approached it with a let's see kind of attitude, because the other thing, and you're going to find this out, further on down the video, is I am a recovering bulimic. So that's a really hard phrase to say. Probably the first time I've ever said it like that, ever. It's been 21 years. So I have to be careful doing anything new with dietary because of triggers that I am still working through. I mean, for the most part, I've got the things under control, but when you add something big to your lifestyle, or take something away that's big from your lifestyle, your body reacts to this. And so if you quit smoking, you quit drinking, your body reacts to these things, hopefully in a positive way. So what your body is used to is what your mind tells it, what you've been telling it all this time. And certain things will trigger, and you don't, sometimes not aware of them until they happen. So what happened with me this week was I started off like I always do. I ran to the edge of the cliff and just jumped into the air and had a great time. It started off really, really well. And then some snags hit. I'm going to let this thing kind of go with you. I'm going to let you go on this journey, and then I'll wrap it up at the end. I want to reach out at this moment to anyone who thinks they may have an eating disorder or is recovering from an eating disorder. And hopefully maybe this may be helpful to you in some way, or at least you'll be able to relate. I will have more coming on this, as I've still got some research going, but from my perspective. If you're, just real quick, if you're new to the channel, of course, I'm Anne-Marie. I am almost 54 years old, and I began a journey several years ago that kicked into high gear when I found entrepreneurial education and became my own boss. So there's this whole physical, metaphysical, personal business journey that I'm on, and I'm glad to take you with me. So without any, further chatty for me, let's go ahead and jump in and see what I got into this week, okay? Hi, welcome back. I'm going to share a couple of thoughts today in the vein of how we talk to ourselves, how we talk to our brain. Mostly because this is stuff that I've been kind of dealing with, and I know that most of us do at some point. I've come to hate the word plateau, whether it involves diet or work. I don't like it. We have traction, we're doing well, we're seeing results, and then all of a sudden it just seems to kind of level off. And everybody experiences that, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. But in the realm of entrepreneur education, most of us, work hard to gain our traction and then can get a little deflated when the traction kind of levels off in that awful word plateau. The same can be true on the physical side. I'm dealing with that now. And I've dealt with this most of my life, whether I've been, skinny or heavy. I've had to deal with plateaus, and it's so easy to have your fully blown, beautiful sail on the boat, just like pulling you forward. All of a sudden, the sail just goes, whoosh, and your boat just stops, and that's so frustrating. My thought this morning is, with regard to how we talk to ourselves, automated responses. And we have them. I've noticed them. And now that in the past, I don't know how many months, that I've been practicing this and doing it, I'm noticing a lot more things than I realized are going on up here. Things that we say to ourselves that we don't really realize, like, I can't eat that because I don't like it. Or I can't do that. I can't execute that in my business because I'm just not tech savvy. I'm not, a brain as far as, the internet goes. Okay, so your brain just takes that in and goes, all right then, you're not tech savvy, so we're going to just put up this huge wall here and you're not going to get past it because you've told me that you're not tech savvy. It's like, we're going to put up this wall here and you can't get past it physically because you keep saying, oh, I can't do that in my exercise routine because, I'm not able, or I'm old, or, I'm afraid my back will hurt, or I'm, in my case, I'm rehabbing a back injury. That doesn't necessarily mean that everything's off limits, right? And I hate the phrase no pain, no gain, but that's really what it comes to. And by pain, doesn't always mean physical pain. It can mean uncomfortableness. Not entirely sure that's a word, but uncomfortableness. If you're not in an uncomfortable zone, then you're not going to grow and get out of that plateau. So there needs to be something either added or subtracted. And if it's me, my advice, just from plain old me, you want to add something new that contradicts what you've been telling your brain. And so the subtract is you stop telling your brain that. Stop telling your brain, I can't do that because, or I can't execute this because, or I can't eat this because. If you tell your brain, I'm open for anything, or I want to try this and I really want to like it, or I want to really, really be good at this and I can visualize myself doing this, and I want you to see it, brain, I want you to see me doing this. You'd be surprised what might take place there. So kind of taking you on this journey with me. I've been doing this in other areas, but this is specific to today's is specific to plateaus that I hate. So I'm kind of taking you with me. I want you to try it. If you've tried it and been successful at it, please put something in the comments, okay? All right, so I'll be back. Take care. Okay, so day 2 begins. It's Thursday. I started on Wednesday, the 23rd. Today is Thursday, the 24th. And so what I did yesterday was I restarted my intermittent fasting, which means I do not eat except between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. So I was going through work yesterday. I work in an office, which means sometimes I do have to spend certain blocks of time, really sitting still and move around as much as humanly possible. My old mindset was a little timid, because, habits are habits, right? You work in an office, you work with women who eat whatever they want, whenever they want. And my old mindset would be like, ooh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. Get stressed. You want to eat, whatever. I miss my fruit in the morning. But my new mindset said, you know what? This is what needs to be done. We got to shake things up. We got to get things moving again because the plateau that I hate. So yesterday went well. I had good things to say to my brain, and it really wasn't much of a struggle at all until last night. I got home and just really wasn't hungry, but knew I needed to eat something. So that was, not pleasant. But you keep trying. Today's day 2. We're going to knock it out. We'll see how it goes. All right, then. See you in a minute. Okay. It's Friday morning. It is 6:24. I just got to work this morning. Feeling pretty good. Last night went well. I did have a little bit of protein for supper, but nothing since, 7:30 last night. So today I'm going to switch off and do my regular day, which means the fasting will come in the evening time. So we're going to see how that works and see if I can level off my blood sugar while we're tweaking. So it's Friday and we'll see how it goes. I'll check in. Bye. Hey, so it's Saturday. Friday went well. I did my normal, healthy eating a couple times thing. Ooh, I look like a booger and traveling with the windows down. So that went well. The fasting came, yesterday evening and last night, and that went well. So I feel like my blood sugar and everything's back on track, and I feel a little better about the triggers I worry about with the eating disorder. However, I got some possibly concerning news about my mom, and so there was a bit of an episode there, and I wasn't gonna include this, but I am, because maybe it'll help somebody. My eating disorder started off with what I refused to accept as anorexia many years ago, and then when I came back home and was forced to be around family members who were going to ask questions, that's when I started trying to eat, and it would come back up. Now, bulimics generally force that. I've never found that I get upset and my body rejects food, so it's not something that I've ever had to force. In fact, I fight to keep food 80% of the time that I eat. So I had an episode last night, and that's what I call it when I just get like trying to process something difficult, and it's like an automation that takes over that I'm still trying to rewire by talking to myself. It's telling my brain things that I still haven't completely rewired yet, and I got upset. And I ate, and it didn't stay, and it was awful. And after, you always feel wiped out and shaky, and anyway. So Friday went well except for that. So I fasted. I made sure I fasted for 14 hours before I ate anything this morning, and it was light. So we're going to start over. I'm going to see my mom today. Got a lot of work to do, like for this video, and I'm going to see her today just to, place things in order. I want to see her. So, trying not to be gross about what happened to me, but if you battle with your weight or with food, or if you think you might have an eating disorder, it's something to pay attention to. It's something to notice when and what your triggers are. And if you can, I feel like if you can identify your triggers and recognize them when they begin to happen, at least you've got a fighting chance. I mean, at least you can step back and talk to yourself, even if verbally out loud. No, I'm not doing this today. I'm not doing this today. This is not happening to me today. Tell your brain. Sometimes it'll work, and I promise you it will, and sometimes it won't, depending on the thing, but it's a process, and I'm still getting there. So don't take my failure last night as, oh my gosh, she knows so much about this, but she's still failing. I don't consider it a failure. I consider it a sidestep. A sidestep because sometimes a sucker punch is just that. You didn't see it coming. It's a sucker punch. So you get better at the sucker punches. And you tell yourself this, your brain. You tell yourself that I'm worth more than this damn disease. I'm worth more than this setback. I am so much more than the sum of my setbacks. I am so much more than what's about to happen to me. So let's change it, because I don't need this in my life. I'm choosing not to do it. And it'll work. So today I'm choosing to go see my mom, and I'm choosing not to stress. That's a big choice, and it's not often easy. That's my installment for Saturday. I tell you, the intermittent fasting is helping me. So anyway, I hope the next installment is a little more bright, but I hope this one maybe helped somebody. And I'll be back in a little while. Thanks. Hey, okay, so it's Sunday. I'm trying to tie this video all together, but I wanted to check back in from Saturday. Oh, Saturday went fine. I find that, and this is a trick maybe some of you can use. I was, stressing, and you just saw that. But I got to visit with my mom, who's doing well, doing well. And I find that if I focus out, I went and I got to see her and my sister, and I bought my mom lunch, and we just kind of visited. Came home and focused on things, that needed my attention here. Focusing out to be productive was the best thing I could do. It brings back that, that center that I needed. When sucker punches cause you to sidestep, and they will, sometimes they cause you to stagger back. Just understand that nobody's perfect. And even though we try really, really hard, and we put in our best effort pretty much every day, you can't take a sidestep or a back step and use it as an excuse to stop trying. You can't, because if you do that, you've defeated the purpose of even starting. The things that you want from your life, the things that you want for yourself, the things that you want for the people that you love, they have to come from you, and you have to know that you're worth it every single day. Every single day. Even when you don't truly think it, you're having that day and you don't say it anyway. Say it. Make the brain pattern up here. I can't stress that enough. It's never going to happen. The reason I'm 21 years into this recovery is because for so many of those years, deep, deep down, I didn't feel like I was worthy to be cured or to be free of it. Now, doctors will tell you there's no cure for anorexia, bulimia. It's like any other addiction. You battle it. If you're an alcoholic. I know that I have a 90-day video on this video challenge on my channel. Here's the thing. If deep down you decide that the why you get up every morning, why are you grateful for every day, why do you want another day? Why do you want another day? You want one. You're not ready to go, and we don't want to go there. You want another day. What do you want to do? Come back to that. When you have those shitty, pissy days where you just, bleh, and you, for whatever reason, you just don't feel right. You feel yucky or whatever. Have a talk with yourself. Put on some good music. Whatever it takes to get your mind out of that rut. Get busy. Physically moving, busy. Get your blood flowing. That's the best advice I can give you. That and music. But until you decide that you're worth it every single day, and you say it every single day, it's going to be a harder struggle than it needs to be. That's my advice. And I'm going to close with this. I had planned to go ahead and shoot the close with some decent clothes on, but I'm actually getting ready to go outside and do my midday stretches and enjoy some sunshine and vitamin D. I recommend it highly. Thank you for coming and stopping by my channel. And I hope you'll come back. I hope you've hit subscribe and the bell. Please leave a comment or a like if anything that I said today helped you. Okay? So take good care, and I'll see you soon at New Day.